Hello, welcome. Oh no, horrible echo. 2 minutes. I will be back. I, I will sort this. You just need to give me a second. New iPad. Right. Echo everywhere. This shouldn't still be happening. Why are these not? That's it now? No. And I'm saying, there. That's the echo. Can you still hear an echo? Sounds good now. Right. There's still a bit of an echo at this end. How's that? Better. I think it's coming out. It's coming out the other iPad. Ah. Right. I'm going to switch this off. There. That's it. Ah, sorry about that. And I'm sorry I'm late, everybody. This is what happens when you get new things and you think they're all going to be the same and they're not at all. So I'm really late tonight and I'm sorry. And welcome, everybody. Hi, Joyty. Joyty's first tonight. She made it in first. I don't know why there's sound coming out of the laptop. There shouldn't be, but I hope you can't hear that. Hi, Katie. Hi, Joe. Hi, Sheila. Hi, Linda. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Regina. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Delia or Day. Hi, Patty G. Hi, Joyce K. Hi, Chris, KD Crafts. Scrolling through y'all saying hello to each other here. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Candice. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Alex. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Arlie. Hi, Happy. So it was a disaster of a start tonight. And I did think I was all organised. I never for a minute that I've got a new iPad and I didn't realise that my headphones wouldn't connect. Hi, Beth. Or Beth Anna. Hi, Nancy. Bethany. That's what. Or is it Beth Anna? I'm not sure. You'll need to let me know. Hi, Deb. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Teresa. I think I'm nearly at the end. You're all right. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Amanda. I think that's everybody. If I've missed you, I'm very sorry. This echo coming at my laptop's driving me crazy. That's it muted. That's it muted now. Perfect. Well, thank you for all bearing with me tonight. That was crazy. Sorry about that. It was just one of those nights that I was late and then everything seemed to go wrong. Hi, Brian. So tonight I had planned on continuing on with the spectacle of scraps, but I hurt my rib yesterday and it's really sore when I sew. So I'll see how I get on with that. And I've just realised that this has gone sideways. So I hope you're not all watching me sideways. There, that's better. So hopefully I'm the right way round now and not sideways. I'll see how I get on sewing this. What I did want to talk about tonight was what I'm going to be doing in the coming year and what you would like to see as viewers. Because there's no point in me doing stuff if it's not anything you're interested in. So if you've got any suggestions or anything that you would like me to do, then let me know in the chat and I'll try and not miss it in the chat. I did get something new today that really excited me, that shouldn't have excited me. And I've been looking for these for ages. And these are the things you see that I see you all get in the States, no bother. And then I try and get them here and they're just not available. And finally, I found them. Fabric Sharpies. So I'm excited about that because they're designed specially for fabric and machine washing. They're not technically Sharpies, but they're like Sharpies and they are meant for fabric. So I'm excited that I finally found some. That's how boring my life is. You'd like more holiday decorations, St. Patrick's, Valentine's, Easter, etc. We could do that. Don't think I will be here when it's St. Patrick's Day. I think I will be on your side of the pond, Joyty. And for Valentine's, I'll be getting ready to leave. But we could do something. But yeah, that's how exciting my life is, that I got excited about getting Sharpies, fabric Sharpies. Hi, Norma. Hi, Sandy. Yes, they're permanent markers, Brenda. They look just like Sharpies. And it says they're a medium tip. Take them out the packet. And they did come with some tiny, tiny, tiny fabric labels. I know you get Sharpie ones. I've never seen actual Sharpie ones, but there's the thickness of the tip. They're sort of medium tip. I've got fine tip pens. I thought they'd be quite good for marking things. And there's 2 in the packet. And they came with the tiniest little labels. Iron-on labels. Look. You can just see them. I'm going to tilt that. But with that size of pen, you'd be lucky to get much written on that. So that was today's exciting purchase. That and Lego. I got more Chinese Lego. The new stuff that came out on the 1st of January for the Chinese New Year. I always collect the Chinese Lego. The Chinese New Year. What I was doing today, and my fingers are still slightly, I don't know if you can see that, slightly blue. I've scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed these hands, and they're still slightly blue. I've been sorting out my ribbons. Oh, can't pick it up with that hand. I'll go this way. And I've dropped a whole pile. But thanks to Christmas crafts, this is what my ribbon box looks like. And normally it's all sorted, colour coordinated, and I know what colour to get in what area. And it's all very nice and neat, and this is what it looks like at the moment. And I had new ribbons to wind up, because all my ribbons are all wound the same size. And I'll do that, because it's very technical. I wind them round this notepad. So they all get wound round that. And then I pull them off and tape them up so that they're all, and they all sit in the box neatly. So I've got the rest of them wound up tonight, but I've got blue fingers because it's a lovely blue colour. I've got one to go that needs wound up, and then I need to sort this box. And I'm dropping them all over the floor. But you see, they're all the same size. And it gives me a rough idea of how much of the ribbon I've got as well. Delia paid the rent when she came in. Thank you. Somebody must have said, please hit the thumbs up button. Sheila's saying, do projects that have you excited to create. You don't want you to become a chore. No. What I had mentioned before Christmas, which feels like months before I started doing Christmassy things, which feels like months and months and months ago now, is doing a series of sewing room accessories. Because I kind of started that when I started because I did the pin cushions week 1, and then I did needle books, and I could do a whole series of sewing room accessories, things that we use in our sewing rooms that are handy. Thought could have maybe done that. I don't know how you'd feel about watching stuff like that. Thanks, Katie. I've just reached 450. I think I've got 450 or 400, something like that. Found another ribbon. That's what I was just pressing. That was one that a fat quarter bundle came in, and I hoarder at heart. I always keep them. Katie saying I've got 451 subscribers. Yeah. Hi, Kathy. Good to see you. So, Kathy's one of the, I think she's about the only person from YouTube that I've actually met in person. Because she was over here last summer with her husband and sister-in-law and her sister-in-law's husband. And I met up with Kathy for the day, and we had a lovely day. And Anstruther. Was it Anstruther? Yeah, Anstruther. So that's my ribbon box that I've got to sew up. Hi, Winston. Good to see you. How you doing? So yes, if any of you have any suggestions, I don't know if you think that would be a good idea or not, doing the sewing accessories. That was what I had thought about doing. I have printed out, and I've not made it yet. So I might do that in a live. I was going to do one of the mannequin pin cushions, and I've got a candlestick to shove up our bahookie as a stand. I 3D printed a candlestick like this, and then I cut the end off so that it'll go upside down, and that'll be the bit there. You can see it, it'll stand mannequin on. Yeah, Joyty. We're all praying for Jack. Amanda said she likes that idea. So I might go with that. And if you don't like it, you can tell me you don't like it. We can do something else. Shove up your what? Shove up your Jacksy. Maybe that's a very Scottish phrase. Yeah, we're just hoping that Jack, if it doesn't get any better, then at least he stays as he is, Nikki. And that you get your holiday. St. Thomas is lovely. I've been to St. Thomas. And I think I've been to some other islands round about there on a trip when we were in from St. Thomas. But St. Thomas is lovely. It's got a nice little main town in St. Thomas with nice shops. It's very sort of old town, Caribbean, nice little stone buildings and things. It's old for America, but it's nice. He's not having a good day today. I'm sorry to hear that, Nikki. I hope he's feeling better soon. So I don't know if I should try and sew or not. That's funny, Sheila. Sheila's talking to Winston, and she's saying when she showed her son, who likes Warhammer models, his channel, that our son had watched some of Winston's videos, because I did the same thing, because my son likes Warhammer models too, and he's seen some of Winston's videos too. Welcome in, Sherry. Good to see you. So we'll try some sewing and see how we get on. See how this rib does. And we'll see what happens. I'm going to turn this round. There, you can see there. Running out of space here, I just shove everything to the side. I'm gonna, I don't know where to put the pattern for this. Here it is. Norman and Christopher ran the cable, the internet properly. So I've now got a socket and it goes up through the attic, connected directly to the hub, and comes out the wall now that it didn't before. I was just running a cable every week. So that's good that it now hardwired up, because the internet, this room's like a black hole. And we moved a booster and it was fine for me watching things, but it was no good for streaming. So I've been running the cable every week from the hub at the front of the house, the other end of the house. So they finally fitted me a cable. And to do that, I had to empty my linen cupboard. And there were 6 bags of rubbish, 3 to go to the green market. And I'm looking at the pile of stuff that's on the other side of the cameras that you cannot see. I'm wondering how I'm going to get that back in the cupboard. So I don't know how it all came out the cupboard, because the cupboard's not that big. But looking at it, trying to work out how it's going to go back in the cupboard's got me baffled. She'll say, Nikki, that's so nice of him. Oh, that is lovely, Nikki. Bought you Sea Glass Cottage Block of the Month, because you've been talking about that for ages. Sea Glass Cottage. That was lovely. See, they do things like that and you think, there is a nice person in there sometimes. Like Norman moans about me and the amount of money I spent on fabric, and then he suggested that we go to QuiltCon. And I was like, well, if you think I spend a lot on fabric here, wait till I get there. So anyway, sewing. I need to work out, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I need 16 6 patches. And the rest are 4 patches. These are all lined up as 4 patches, and I need 16 more pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I don't know if that's right or not. We'll see. We shall see. Anyway, I've got these 4 patches. I'm going to sew 4 patches first. And hopefully get the seams nested. And I'm going to reduce my stitch length down a bit. And the idea is you're just supposed to keep going and just chain, but I always have to stop. I can never just keep going when I'm chain stitching. I can't get the next one in and under without stopping. Maybe if I was a better quilter, I'd be able to just do it and not stop. But I always have to stop and line up. My blocks. So what's happening in the chat? Lisa, are you deleting things that people are saying? Are you causing trouble in the chat? Hi, Katie. Katie with an E, as Ian says. Yeah, I think you're right, Happy. That's my goal, is just to not cut the thread. So you're not stopping and starting as much. But I can't not stop. I have to stop. And I wondered if it was just me or if everybody was the same. I didn't know if everybody did that or not. Or it was just me. I don't even know if I've got enough of these or not. That's the thing. I just did 2 strip sets, which probably isn't enough. But I can always do more strip sets if I need to. And I'm not very good at talking. I'm trying not to stick my tongue out while I'm sewing. I'm not very good at talking and sewing. That's not good. When I get this one done, then I will check up on the chat and see what everybody's saying. See if anybody has any suggestions for me for things to do. Right. This is my little thread thingamabob. And I like this one. This is the clover one, because when you put the needle in, I don't know if you can see it on that or not really. There's the camera there. A little clock. And as the blade gets blunt at this, wait a minute, that way, as the blade gets blunt at the top, you just turn to the next number and you've got a fresh blade. And you turn it round. So you get the whole use of the blade and you know which bit of the blade you've used and which is blunt. Hi, Eva. Welcome in. So I quite like this because it means that you've got a nice sharp blade because it was getting blunt. And I know what I've used and what I've not. So get these pressed and then we'll sew some of these other bits on them to make 6 patches. And hopefully, I'm going to turn the camera back round. Here we go. Hopefully. Oh! Oops. Yeah. So you can see what I'm doing. I should really swirl my seams for this, shouldn't I? I like doing that. The block lays nice and flat. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's when you swirl your seams and the back opens when you've got a 4 patch, you get a nice flat. But you can see that clearly. That's not a bad lineup, actually. That's quite a good one. Look at that. The points in the middle. I was going to say that's not bad for me. It's bloody good. There's no point in lying. It's good. It's not bad. It's good. Get these seams to pop. Get the block nice and flat from the back. And then check it's nice and flat from the front. Always. So that one just popped perfectly. Hi, Vicky. Good to see you. What I've been asking people, Brian doesn't have a channel yet. Brian, you need to do a channel. I've just stitched a crease in that, a fold. Not stitched, ironed. That's what I'm doing. I'm ironing or pressing is what I should be doing. What I did was iron, and that's how I got a fold in it. For people that have come in since I asked it, what I was asking everybody is if there's anything you'd like to see me do, because what I was planning to do in the next few weeks was sewing accessories for the sewing room. So probably that would be of more use to slightly newer sewers. Because I've already done the needle book and done pin cushions. But I thought that it would be quite good to do a set of sewing accessories. And then if you've got a nice fat quarter bundle, you can have nice matching accessories in your sewing room. And I've done quite a few times, but it's always been gifts for people, and I don't have any for myself. So that might be quite a good thing to do if people would like to see that. But if anybody has any suggestions of things they would like, then let me know. Sheila usually comes up with good ideas. Joyty usually has good ideas. I missed that. I'm going to have to go back and watch that. Joyty told me about that Sherry was on Katie's channel and they were talking about Alice in Wonderland, which is the sew-along that Sherry's doing. And I have the book for that and have the kit. So it'll be quite nice because it's quite a lot of blocks. So it'll be quite nice to have that to do with other people. Because Alice in Wonderland has a bit of everything. It's got EPP, it's got FPP, it's got hand sewing, machine sewing, and the FPP is the bit that scares me. So having other people that know what they're doing would be really good. That I can get advice and help from. What's Vicky saying? Even when we get another, there's still a hole, but plenty of love for the new one. I don't know what Vicky's. She's obviously answering somebody. Eva says she can always use more sewing accessories. Yeah, it's awful when we lose our fur baby. So that's nice that you're going to see a potential fur baby tomorrow, Kathy. What kind are you looking at? Because you had a Yorkie poo, so I'm assuming it'll be something similar sized. That's too small for me. I need bigger dogs. I'm frightened if I got a small dog, I would stand on it, injure it some way. Like, way short of them. So I'm just going to keep going and match these back up and sew them. And I had them matched up and I undid them. But that's just me doing stupid things again. I'd probably counted them last week and realised that I needed them all. So I'll have to match them up again. Brian and Nikki are meeting up because I think Brian stays near Nikki's sister, if I remember rightly. That's cool. I always think it's great when people get to meet. And when I come to QuiltCon next month, I'll hopefully get to meet lots of people, including Joy T and maybe Sheila and Sherry. So I'm really looking forward to that. And if any of you in the chat are going, you can let me know. Because it's good fun meeting up with people that you speak to online. You get to see them in the flesh, in person. Hi, Shelby. And Sandy's just got a new puppy, Linus, and he is gorgeous. He is just the cutest little dog ever. And then when we come back from America, I'm going to be looking into getting a basset baby. Norman said to me the other day, I'm really surprised you've waited this long. And I said, well, I know we can't go if I have a puppy. And if I look just now, I'll buy one. And we've already paid for the holiday, so that's not very good. But I do not like being in the house without a dog. I saw a sign once and it said that a home without a dog is just a house. And I have to agree. It's not the same. Anyway, off that topic and onto cheery things. Puppies and Amber, a cheeky quilter. If you're watching a Wednesday, you should watch Amber. Amber's good. She's funny. Her and her mum, Jennifer, are the cheeky quilters. They're really good. Good fun to watch. Amber does amazing collage quilts. If any of you watch Sherry and you've seen the beautiful pink spoon build something or other that she's got, looks like a pink heron that she's got on her wall behind her, Amber made that. And she just rattles them off, like she just does it. It's quite incredible to watch. So turn your back round and here, So you can see what I'm doing again. Oh, sorry, I didn't give you any warning this time. Yeah, CotCon is so soon. Oh, Norman will be quite delighted with that, Sherry. And I'll need to speak to you about all the best places to visit in the area, because that's where you're from, so you'll know what's what. Good places to go and see and things to do. But yes, Norman will be quite delighted if he gets out with Johnny Ray. I haven't told him about that. I must tell him. It's not John, it's Johnny Ray. Yeah, if any of you got any suggestions about things I can do, then let me know. Even sewing accessory wise, anybody got anything that they'd like to see me make? Because there's a huge amount of sewing accessories you can make. Huge amount of different things. As I say, I've done a few sets for people, and I've never done any for myself for my own sewing room. And I've got some really nice sewing themed fabric. And I've got a pair of shoes to make. I got the trainer's kit for sewing. They're kind of like Converse style trainers. Those nice fabric quilted ones. But I can't do that on a live because that'll need lots of concentration and I'll need to pay attention. I might be able to film it while I do it, but I'm not making any promises because my editing skills are non-existent. So, well, happy amount, Tasha. How have you, now, once you've finally got, which I feel terrible about, your advent calendar, how did you like the fabric in it? In your advent calendar? Because there was nothing in mine from last year. There was no doublers from last year. And I did quite like. There was one I got the same print, but in a different colour. So that technically doesn't count, but there was only one like that. So that surprised me, actually, that there was nothing. And there was a couple from the Christmas collection in there. So that was quite nice. Turn this back round again. I'll move you now. Warn you. Yes, a little fabric bin, Sheila. Is that what you mean? Yeah. Thread catcher. That's what they're called, isn't it? Thread catcher. And the other reason I like this clover one is because I like the colour of pink it is. It matches my pin cushion that it sits beside. My little magnetic. They match, even though they're one's Laurie Holt, one's. And actually, when you see that there, they don't look like they match, but in real life they do, which is weird because that looks much pinker than this. Yeah, so you did like it. Good. I'm glad, because that was awful how late that arrived. This doesn't want to twirl this time. That way. Yeah. Funny that went one way it wouldn't twirl, and the other way it just popped. Yeah, I liked the mix last year, and it's good value. I don't know how good value is for you if you've got customs and international postage, but for here, for Tilda, because Tilda's expensive here, especially if you get the 2-yard cut for Christmas Day, which I didn't get this year, but I got last year, then that's a really good buy, because you get 2 yards of Tilda for £20. And Tilda here's sort of £16, £17 a yard, so to get 2 yards for £20. And I liked the one I got last year, it was really nice. And it's funny, because I wouldn't have bought it, but I did really like it. And that's how I feel about a lot of the fabrics in the Tilda Advent Calendar, which I can show you in a minute, because I've got them in a box behind me, is that I like them. And most of them, I would be quite happy, you buy them if you buy like a fat quarter bundle. But I wouldn't necessarily have picked them as individual fabrics. So it's taken me out my comfort zone a little bit, which I think that's a good thing sometimes. It's too easy to get stuck in a rut. Yes, Tilda solids are beautiful, Brian. I would like some Tilda solids too. But there's a shop here, the shop that Happy and I got these advent calendars from, and Happy's was basically a month late. So December was finished when she got hers, which was terrible. I think the woman was ill. It's just a little independent shop. I think there's only her and one member of staff, and I think they'd succumbed to the flu or something. Because they're not normally late. They're normally very good with stuff. But I know when she does quilt shows, her mum and dad come down and help her. They do the quilt shows. She shuts her, that's not easy to say, she shuts her shop and her mum and dad come and help her. So she obviously got way behind. And then, of course, there's the new American customs that slows everything down. Because of the tariffs. Because things from the UK weren't really affected before. But that's all changed, so I'm quite pleased. I've got all my points. She says to watch this, the next one will be... No, I did get the next one too. Be missing. Yes, Tilda Songbird is a beautiful collection. I am looking forward to that. I love the colours of it. It's really pretty. I like the blenders as well that they've got. Sometimes I like the blenders more than the fat quarter collection. I quite often will buy the blenders, because Tilda do 20 fat quarters in every collection and 12 blender fabrics. Quite often I'll buy the blenders and not buy depending on what the fat quarters collection's like, I'll not buy it. Right. Got these all done. And then here's my solid ones, but I need more of these, I think. I need to count how many I need, how many 4 patches. But that's all I'm going to sew with them just now. Yeah, Kathy is. So yeah, so this, I showed you it the other week quickly, but I've got them all folded in a box. Open up, that's what I got. Fabrics in my advent calendar. So there's some really pretty colours in there. There's a couple that I've got. but there's quite a few that I don't, because there's a few purples and I don't buy purple fabric. So that's quite good. And browns, I would never buy brown unless I specifically needed brown for a project. And there's quite a few neutrals. So that's quite good. I don't buy purple fabric because I don't suit purple in clothing. So I just kind of automatically avoid purple. It's just, I wouldn't buy purple clothes, so I just avoid purple fabric. So yeah, so that was my advent calendar and I like that. It's all fabric and it's all Tilda. And I was quite pleased. But last year, these are I'll show you the fabrics I've got for my trainers. And I might do a jacket because I've got a few bits of this. I've got this one. I haven't decided yet. I've got this. I really like this. Like the bright colours. I've got that one, which I'm thinking for my shoes. I've got this one. More of that. And I've got this one. But I'd like to do a jacket. And I've got that and that. I've got quite a lot of this, which I think that might be the coat. But I like that. I don't know if I've got enough of that one. I like all the bright colours in it. But shoes and coat will be one of these. And this was the 2-yard cut I got last year. And I would not have picked that at all, but I actually really like it. Yeah, Shelby says she buys coloured fabric in the same colours that she wears. Yeah, I do. That blues and pinks and greens. So shove them back in the Tilda drawer. And that's my, sorry for the plastic kit for the Alice's Wonderland. That's the fabrics I got. There was different colourways. And as I was saying, I got the pinks and reds. So if you want to see them, you can do a quick flick. There's a whole pile in here, look. In each bundle. So there's loads. I don't know why I said all pinks and reds, because it's multicoloured in each bit. So this is the full. I think there's 100 pieces of fabric. There's one for every block. Yes, 100 different blocks sewn by hand. This is the thing, bump here. 100 different prints for 100 blocks. With 10 rainbows made up of 10 fabrics in each, plus 30 repeated prints as needed for the quilt borders. So, yeah, that's, Norman bought me that when we were at Festival of Quilts, and I got the book, and Alice signed my book, which was quite cool. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been doing this in tan, because this is Liberty Tan alone, which is expensive, and I wouldn't have been doing that. I'm not going to put that back in the plastic just now because the noise will be awful. So I didn't do much sewing tonight, just a little bit. I'm hoping that this shoulder's better and I can get more sewing done, because I didn't do any sewing this week. Yes, I got Liberty Tan on, but this is for Alice's Wonderland. Happy very kindly gave me a whole pile of Liberty Tan on. Beautiful fabrics she sent me, and I've got that in my Liberty drawer, Liberty and Tilda, because normally most of my Liberty that I've got is just quilting cotton. I didn't have any Tanalon. And Happy very kindly gave me some beautiful pieces of Tanalon. And I got this kit for doing Alice's Wonderland, but I've been frightened to do it by myself. So now that other people are doing it, I'm quite excited. But that's going to start in February, and I'm away in February. So I don't know when Sherry's starting it. Oh yeah, Dave, because when you go to Donna's retreats, you always take a quilt with you and you swap it with somebody, don't you? Because I loved the one that Candace did. I think it was Day that got it, the green and white one. It was gorgeous. Well, yesterday I was emptying that cupboard, Nikki, and then I popped my rib. And my rib and my shoulder have been really sore today. I had to go to Edinburgh this morning, and I didn't get back from Edinburgh till about 3 o'clock. And I was there for the shops opening at 9. So between walking and being in the car, my rib and my shoulder were really sore. So I've had no sewing done this week. And I've got all that crap to put back in the cupboard. If you could see the mountain of linen, blankets and bedding and towels. So, hi Heather, you've just caught us. We're just about to go, and I've been sewing your quilt up. Your, what's it called? Spectacle of Scraps. And I'm only on month 3. I'm way behind. Bye, Regina. Oh, enjoy dinner with your daughter. That's always nice. No, Nikki, the rib will pop back in by itself. So enjoy your dinner. It's all right, Heather. We're all busy. We're all doing stuff. Life gets in the way, and you've got minions. Lots of minions that get in your way. So I have to stop looking that way and reading the chat. The chat on my iPad, because it's an iPad mini, is too small for me to read from my way back here. So I'll look at my laptop. And I think you can see the pile in the corner over there. That's all the crap that came out my linen cupboard that needs to go back in it. So that's a job for tomorrow. And then I'll have a sore shoulder. That's not an easy thing to say. Sore shoulder. On Monday again. But maybe my rib will pop back in. First Sunday of February, Sherry's starting it. Well, I'll miss probably 3 weeks when I'm away. So I'll be on catch up for that. Always behind on quilts. Block of the month sew-alongs. I started doing the English paper piece. I want an English paper piecing group, the Christmas tree skirt. And I still haven't finished round 2. That got put on the wayside with Christmas. I was late doing it. I was late starting, and it will be done for next Christmas, maybe. No promises. Hi, Tasha. Heard my ears were burning today on Sean's. And you got some tiny EPP pieces. 1/2 inch is fine. Happy will tell you that. 1/2 inch is no bother. Half inch is fine. Well, not that small. I like 1/2 inch. Quarter inch, I don't like basting quarter inch. I've sewn them. I've got some here. Quarter inch, little tiny quarter inch I've done hexy flowers. I don't like basting 1/4 inch. Thank you, Kathy. I don't like basting 1/4 inch. 3/8 I prefer. If I'm wanting to do small, I'll do 3/8 of an inch, because that 1/8 of an inch makes all the difference, apparently. But yeah, 1/2 inch is fine. But our EPP group in Discord will be starting up again this week. So that's on a Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And we're usually in there for a wee while. So if you're in Discord and you're in the groups and you want to do EPP, pop along on a Thursday night. But yeah, 1/2 inch will be fine. When I first started English paper piecing as an adult again, so I hadn't done it for about 35 years, maybe even more than that. And I started with 1/4 inch hexes because I was watching, what's her name, Emma Jones Vintage Sewing Box, and she was doing 1/4 inch hexes, and I thought, yeah, I'll do that. And I did it, and I didn't think twice about it. Then everybody was like, oh, you did 1/4 inch hexes. But I like doing mini things, they're fun. It's a bit different. But yeah, there's a pile of 1/2 inch hexes. So they're not that small. I quite like that size. That and 3/4 are my favourite. The worst, sewing 1/4 inch hexes is fine, it's basting them. And you need to reduce your, what do you call it? Oh, just having a brain fart. Seam allowance. A 1/4 inch seam allowance is too big. You need to trim down your seam allowance when you go down for 1/2 inch and 1/4 of an inch. Yes, it's much, much smaller. Nikki, come anytime. It's good fun. It's mostly just chatting and sewing. And if there's a lot of concentrating going on, there might not be too much chatting. So that's my hour up. Gone over a bit. I was a little bit late. Not as small as an 1/8 of an inch, but not a full 1/4 inch, Tasha, if that makes sense. Just trim it a little bit. I don't think I've got any basted that I can show you. I don't know. I've got ones here that have been sewn. So that'll show you how old these ones are. Before I discovered glue basting and I was sewing them. You can't really see that. See, there's a hexy flower for 1/4 inch. You maybe see that. It's not a full, it's trimmed down slightly. It's not a full 1/4 inch, but it's not an 1/8 of an inch either. It's kind of in between. Because a 1/4 inch is too much bulk. And there's some little tiny basted 1/4 inch babies. Another one, tiny. But yeah, I've done quite a few things with 1/2 inch hexes. Should put it back in that bag. I think the size is 1/2 inch. No, that's not got. There's 3/4 inch. Those diamonds. But yes. Hi, Julie. You just missed us. I'm just about to. It's hello and goodbye. No, you don't want to sneeze when you're working on them, Brian, and I have done that. They do go everywhere. Nikki, I need to take my glasses off when I'm sewing them because my glasses are for distance. So I'm like that, glasses off, and then watch the telly, glasses on, and I got varifocals that are clear on the bottom so that I can sew and watch the TV. But then if I forget and I tilt my head down, I can't see. Because with varifocals, you can only move your eyes and not your head. So that's confusing. And Julie's an EPPer too. She's from an EPP group. There's a couple of you happies here tonight as well, Julie. Oh, Judy, sorry, I didn't see you come in. I'm sorry. I must apologise, Judy. Yes, Hubby's making half-inch jewel hexie flowers. Not at all, Winston. We all do that. What is EPP, Amanda? English paper piecing. But you do. You've done that when you sew your hexes together. But it doesn't need to be hexes. There's lots of shapes. But I know that you have done it. You've sewn hexagon things. I've seen it on your lives. So yes, I don't think I've missed anything anybody said. Joy usually keeps me right. Yes, Amanda, our EPP group's 7 o'clock Eastern time on a Thursday in Discord. And Sheila now needs to make earrings out of 1/4-inch hexie flowers. Yeah, I'll make the hexie flowers, Sheila, and you can make the earrings. What am I making? Tonight I am sewing, I've been sewing the Spectacle of Scraps 1-3 together, Julie. I've not been doing any English paper piecing tonight. We've just been talking about English paper piecing. So this is what I was sewing tonight, these 4 patches, which will go on the next round of this, which I think you can see that is a medallion mystery block of the month. But what I like about this block of the month is it's up, although it's a mystery and you get the pattern, it's up to you how you do it because you're using your own fabrics or your scraps. So you can make it as scrappy or as unscrappy as you want. And that's why I'm doing it, because I don't like mystery quilts normally and I don't like scrappy quilts normally. So I'm using up fabric that I bought. You know, when you buy odd, or maybe it's only me that does this, when you buy a yard of fabric because you like it. And this one's, which is that hibiscus one and this one, I bought 4 fabrics that I liked and I only bought a yard of each, which isn't enough to make anything. And I thought, what am I going to do with that fabric? And then this came along and I had a yard of this fabric and I had a yard of, I've got another couple of fabrics. So I thought I'm going to use them up in the scrap quilt because I thought that was really pretty, that fabric. I liked the green colour and I liked the sort of peacock feathers. But then I thought, what am I going to do with a yard of it? it's not enough. Maybe make a bag. I don't really make bags. So it's all going together. Get your brain going, Sheila. The creative juices flowing. You did find a way to make it fun, Heather, and you managed to get a way to get me to do a scrap quilt and a mystery block of the month, because I don't do either. So that's quite an achievement. Because everybody will tell you I don't do scrappy. I can do coordinated scrappy, but I can't do just scrappy. And true scrappy gives me a headache. When you see people and they've got like just a bag, they put all the 2.5 inch squares in a bag and they just pull one out and sew. They don't even look to see what it is. As long as it's not the same as the previous one, they just go for it. Cannot do that. No. I go on every Saturday, Julie, at 7 p.m. Eastern time. For a while I was doing a Wednesday lunchtime, but I don't know if I'll manage that. I've got other commitments. Well, lunchtime, my time. It was first thing in the morning, US time. But I don't think I'll manage that going forward. So, yes, I'm yapping away now, and I said I was going 10 minutes ago. I'm going to go now and let you get on. And next Saturday, we'll be doing a sewing accessory. I don't know what one yet. It will maybe be a surprise. It might even be a surprise to me too. Oh, Julie, that's good luck. Hopefully that'll let you be able to sew again. Pain-free without wearing those braces on your hand. I hope your surgery goes well. I do not have similar colours, Brian, to make an ombre quilt. So, yes, best wishes for a quick recovery, Julie. And I'll see you all next week. We'll be doing a sewing accessory. Good night, everyone. Bye.